I'm in Shenandoah National Park, and this is the Rose River trailhead. Here's the road you come up on, gravel road. Yep, there it is, my world famous little red car. And we're going to head up the Rose River today, up into Dark Hollow. That's a trail here in the park that I've never hiked before. It's going to take a little while to get up there though. So this first part will be hiking the Rose River Fireroad. I've done that lots of times, but when we get up to the steep part of the mountain where it starts switching back, then I'm gonna veer off onto up into Dark Hollow. The elevation is 1175. Okay, here's the trailhead. The parking lot's just right down there around the corner. You can see the road's chained off. Information kiosk here with some information on it. And so we're going to head on up the Fireroad here. This road's in pretty good shape. This is a real popular place to hike here, and because it's fairly easy to get to, and also it's fairly flat up to a certain point. So here we go. Here's a view of the Rose River coming down the mountain. Nine-tenths of a mile into my hike. I'm up to 1,325 feet. Rose River Fireroad's just right over there. A couple easy steps down to the river, so I came over here to give you some shots. That's looking upstream. And there's downstream. .3 miles into my hike. I'm up to 1,420 feet. And this is I'm still on the Rose River Fireroad. This is a bridge, service vehicle bridge that goes across. Mostly made out of metal, some concrete. And then I'm going to be hiking up into Dark Hollow, and here's one of the streams coming down from Dark Hollow right here. Comes down here, goes under the bridge, and it dumps into the Rose River right there. So, gotta keep climbing here until we get up to the switchbacks. .6 miles into my hike. I'm up to 1,500 feet elevation. That's where I came from, up the Rose River Fireroad. And down there is the first switchback, and I'm right here at the second switchback. See it heading back around over there. I'm at the second switchback, and here is the trailhead marker for Dark Hollow Falls Trail. So I'm going to head on up this way. According to the band on there, it's 2.2 miles up to the Rapidan Fireroad. which is my planned turnaround point. So hopefully we can get up there. This is a lot of elevation coming up here though. Let's see how it goes. One of the feeder streams on the trail here, got to get across this thing. Should be okay. Two miles into my hike, I'm up to 1,715 feet. Oh man, this section's steep. That's where I came from, Upper Dark Hollow Falls Trail. Coming around a turn here, and I stopped because I'm sitting on a log. There's a drainage area there, and the trail continues on up that way. Oh, there's a bug on my lens. Okay, so anyway, the trail goes on up that way. I've got about another quarter of a mile. I should be up to my next waypoint where the trail switches back and goes in the other direction. When I get up there, I should be up to about 2,000 feet. .2 miles into my hike. I'm up to 1,965 feet. And there's a split in the trail here. The old maps show the trail continuing on up that way to the left. But there's this new section here that's not shown on the 1994 map, which heads off to the right. And that tree up there's got a fairly fresh blaze on it. So it looks like there's a section of this that they rerouted. So I'm going to follow the more heavily worn path to the right here. And we're heading up towards Broyles Gap, which is my turnaround point. That's where the Rapidan Fireroad comes through. And let's see, I'm just about to 2,000 feet now. Broyles Gap is at 2,700, so I got 700 more feet to climb in the next mile and a half. Okay, right down there, just maybe a tenth of a mile, is the split in the road or split in the trail that I showed you. And you come up here, and all of a sudden you're going to find yourself on this even nicer road, and I see red blazing on the right hand side. So from consulting my map and also my compass, I've determined that when you get up to here, you look to the left, you'll see a tree with a W on it, that white W, black and white W. Turn to the right and go this way. And we're going to be skirting the park boundary. Most of this next section is going to be out of the park and in the Rapidan Wildlife Management Area. I'll explain that when we do the map talk. So Shenandoah is down that way, and straight ahead the way I'm going is a Rapidan Wildlife Management. See, there's a park boundary right there, the red blazing. So we're going to stay on this for a ways. 3.2 miles into my hike. I'm up to 2,360 feet. That's where I came from. And I've been in the Shenandoah Park, but I'm getting ready right here to head into another piece of the Rapidan Wildlife Management Area. How do I know that? Besides my map and GPS, here's looking back into Shenandoah. There's some red blazing on that tree. And there's some red blazing over there on a real skinny little tree. And in the middle, this is what caught my eye, in the middle of the road here, in this rock, you see the red paint, and it also is a, looks like USDI NPS, U.S. Department of Interior National Park Service marker, survey marker. I can't, I put some water on it to try to read the numbers off of it, but I really can't make it out. But if I had to guess, I'd say it says MT58I. That's kind of a guess though. Anyway, we're going to keep on going this way. Let's see, I got another, about a half a mile and about 300 more vertical feet to climb, so it's going to be steep. .5 miles into my hike, I'm up to 2,580 feet, and I've been walking in the Rapidan Wildlife Management Area, getting ready to go back into Shenandoah Park, right here where these big boulders are. That's their classic technique for blocking vehicles, is to put big honking boulders in the way. Also, there's a backcountry sign here, and back behind that big rock, there's a tree back in through there with red blazing on it. And even further back, I see another tree with red blazing and a tall vertical white sign. One of the ones that says National Park Service boundary. Excuse me. Allergic to fresh air. Okay, here we go. The final assault, up to about 2,700 feet. I think it's about 0.2 of a mile further. .9 miles into my hike. I'm up to 2,750 feet. And I'm up to Broyles Gap. This is my turnaround point. That's where I came from, up from the Rose River. And I'm going to sit on that rock over there and drink some water and have a snack. Here's a Rapidan Fireroad. If you go up that way, that takes you back up a couple miles up to Big Meadows. And if you go down this way, this takes you down to Camp Hoover, and it goes past Camp Hoover down to the Rapidan River area, down to some cottages down there also. So a couple miles that way too. So Broyles Gap, and about 2,750 feet right here. I'm going to sit down and then I'm going to start heading back. Looks like this is going to end up being about almost 8 miles. Almost stepped on that snake. .2 miles into my hike. I'm down to 1,530 feet, and I'm back down to the Rose River Fire Road. I'm on second switchback. I got to get down one more switchback, and then it's a long straight hike back to my car. There's the way it came from. There's the fire road going up the side of the mountain. And this is heading down to the Rose River. Here's the way I'm going. There's the Rose River. This is a map of today's hike. It's 3 quadrangle maps pasted together. The right side is Old Rag Mountain 1994, and this left side is Big Meadows 1994, and then this bottom section is Fletcher 1999. And the purpose of the hike was to hike the upper Dark Hollow Trail, which starts here and runs up to Broyles Gap, which is right there. I parked my car right here. You come up Route 670, which is also called the Old Blue Ridge Turnpike. I'll give you a little more information about that because it's a historic road. I'll do that in a minute. You park here and go into the park along the Rose River Fire Road until you get to the second bend right here. And then you turn left. There's a trailhead marker here for this Upper Dark Hollow Trail, and you follow this on up to here, and this puts you out onto a fairly well-maintained road in the Rapidan Wildlife Management Area. You'll notice there's this red boundary right here. This side of it is Shenandoah Park, and this side of it is the Rapidan Wildlife Management Area. So you follow this road in the Rapidan Wildlife Management Area, and you'll zigzag in and out of Shenandoah Park a couple of times until you get to here, and then finally you're in Shenandoah for good, and you follow this on up to here. This is Broyles Gap, and this is where this trail ends. It dumps out onto the Rapidan Fireroad. Now the Rapidan Fireroad starts way up here at Big Meadows and comes down here through Broyles Gap, and then it continues on down to Camp Hoover, which is located right there. You can also veer off and go down through here and then just start following the Rapidan River downstream. So I hiked to here and then turned around and hiked back same way I came, back to my car. This is a fairly steep mountain here, 7.8 miles. It took me almost 5 hours, and the total ascent was 1,750 feet. Now let me switch to another piece of paper and I'll show you a little bit more about this this old Blue Ridge Turnpike. It's actually the Rose River Fireroad is the old turnpike renamed. This is it here, and it goes up into, crosses the mountain at Fisher Gap, and then it goes down the west side. They changed the name on the west side to the Red Gate Fireroad. So this old turnpike was built in 1853, and it's 56 miles long. And it starts on the east side at Gordonsville and goes up and over the mountain and down the west side to Newmarket, Virginia. It crosses the crest of the Blue Ridge at Fisher's Gap. Now, both armies used this road during the war, and it basically, by the end of the war, Civil War, it was destroyed. So they abandoned the road, but sections of it still exist within the Shenandoah National Park. The section I hiked on the Rose River Fireroad, that's the east side of this old turnpike. And then when you get up to Fisher's Gap, it goes right over and down the other side, and they changed the name over there to the Red Gate Fireroad on the west side. And that was the hike for today.